of your journey to your Canaan land. But unfortunately, some of you weren't prepared in your mind and in your heart to fight those battles that were exclusively yours to fight. That is why some of you, you experience victory today, tomorrow you experience defeat and loss. That is why today, some of you, you experience success today, and tomorrow you experience failure. That is why some of you today, your marriage has been so peaceful, but tomorrow there is crisis. A very loving husband now becomes like a Lucifer, now becomes like a traitor to you in the marriage. This was a man with a heart of gold. This was a woman that was so humble. This was spouses. They were spouses that loved each other. But then what happened? In the middle of the marriage, 5 years into the marriage, 10 years into the marriage, 30 years or 40 years into the marriage, the center can no longer hold. Everything falls apart. And the children of such a broken home becomes the ones that bears the brunt, becomes the ones that faces the consequences of a broken home. Why? God fought for you. Certain battles gave you the victory. But then you lost sight of such battles that were your battles to fight by yourself. You went to sleep while God was fighting for you, while God was giving you connection, while God was giving you favor. Some of you started job very early. Some of you never struggled at the beginning of your life to secure a very good job. But now you can't even make ends meet. You can't even put food on your table. You have lost it all. You lost your job. You lost your promotion. You lost your money. You don't even have a very good pension. Are you hearing what I'm saying tonight? God fought for them. God fought for them. But this very time around, in their exodus from the land of Egypt, en route their promised land, they must fight. They must. God fight for you the battles you can't fight for yourself. But God can never fight for you if the battle must be fought by you. Because God is a God of principle. God leads us by principle because he wants us to grow to maturity. He wants us to know our roles, our authority, the privileges, the power, the grace he has given to us. And that can never be possible without us facing life's challenges at one point or the other to fight those exclusive battles that we must fight by ourselves. God could fight demons and Satan for you. Yes, he is your Father. He is your God. He said, call upon me in the days and in the times of trouble. I will answer you. I will show you great and mighty things. Yes, I know. God could fight demons and Satan for you. God could fight unseen battles that are beyond your abilities. He could fight them for you. But you've got some mental battles to fight. I am telling you tonight, you've got some mental battles to fight. You've got some ideological battles to fight. You've got some foundational battles, some environmental and societal battles to fight. You've got some academic battles. You've got some systemic battles. You've got some cultural and moral battles to fight. Pressure and emotional inabilities are battles you must fight yourself if you must enter your Canaan land, because God doesn't understand pressure or emotions as admissible facts in defense of disobedience to divine instructions. God is not a human being. There are battles you must fight by yourself. One of them is pressure. There are some battles you must fight by yourself. One of them is emotional instability. All of this takes place in the realm of the mind. They are manifestations of the thoughts you have in your mind. How do we have pressure? How do we become emotional? By our thoughts, by our thinking. Where does our thinking take place? Where does our thought reside? In our mind. Remember point number one. They weren't prepared in their mind to fight through. As a result, they found themselves on the long road to Canaan. And I want to repeat, this is one of my quotes. Very, very important to take it down. Pressure and emotional instabilities are battles you must fight by yourself if you must enter your Canaan land, because God doesn't understand pressure or emotions as admissible facts in defense of disobedience to divine instructions. He's not a human being. God doesn't come under pressure or emotional instability. God is not a human being. God doesn't understand pressure. God doesn't understand emotions. God doesn't have a soul. God is a spirit. We are human beings. We are tripartite beings. We have body, we have spirit, we have soul. Soul is the realm of the mind. The mind is the realm of thought and thinking. It is from thoughts, it is from thinking, we come under pressure. It is from thought, it is from thinking, we have emotions. We have emotional balance based on our ability to balance our thoughts. We have emotional instabilities based on our thought, our incapability to balance our thoughts. Our emotions rises up and comes down because that is what the mind was created to do. God doesn't have mind. He doesn't understand pressure. He doesn't understand emotional instability because he's not human being. If God comes under pressure, if God understands or goes through emotional instability, most of us would have succeeded in pressuring God to doing many unbelievable things, or most of us must have succeeded in subjecting God to emotional blackmail. That is why there are certain prayers you pray out of emotion. God will never answer. That is why there are certain things you do, even if you do it inside a church, even if you do it quoting the Bible, and you do it out of pressure or you do it out of emotional instability, you weren't sure. God never responds expectedly. God never answers because God doesn't understand pressure. You cannot put him under pressure. God doesn't have emotions. Therefore, he doesn't go through emotional instability. And of course, you can never subject him to emotional blackmail. These are the facts that we must understand. These are the facts that Biafrans must understand. That in our precarious situation as a nation, we mustn't be emotional. We mustn't be under pressure. We must not approach God emotionally. I am telling Biafrans all over the world, and I'm telling you as an individual, it doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter how tough your battles are. It doesn't matter how great, how your enemies outnumber you. That is completely out of the question. You must understand that you don't respond out of pressure or emotional instability because God doesn't understand it. Even sometimes when you cry out of emotion and God answers you, it's not your tears that made him to answer you. It's not your emotions that made God to answer you. It is the message that your heart sent across in alignment with his promises in your state of tears and cry that makes God respond and bring about an answer. There are people that have cried and they never received any